everyone. We're live.
Up. Hey, hello.
Hello, and welcome to Exodus. Trans angels on the run in a fascist dystopia.
Like dice through the dice tower, these are the gays of our lives. A group of therapists, educators, and spiritual leaders playing queer tabletop RPGs in order to embrace our identities, build community, and share the magic of playing queer games with queer people. Gays of Our Lives stream every other Sunday starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will play queer games with queer characters and then talk about our experience. Want to know how to use games to build space for your queer clients? Check us out as we discuss how each game can benefit the queer communities that we work with. Each season of Gays of Our Lives, we choose a theme within queerness. The theme for this season is traveling and moving through the world queer.
I think if I'm right, I'm the one who does the announcements for this one. Um, all right. Well, this week, what do we have to announce? We have on the 24th, we have tabletop transformations. Join Menachem and Tanya for the first. No, yeah?
That's
First.
the
Oh, it
first.
is the first game playing episode of
Yeah.
Tabletop Transformations. Menachem, what is Tabletop Transformations?
Well, our purpose here at CAST, the community of applied spiritual and therapeutic tabletop gamers, is that we all, well, it's to discuss and discern how we can use these role-playing games that we all love to in our professional lives. How can we help people in self-discovery and working through questions and issues they have in their lives? So Tanya and I are both interested in the spiritual side of those questions. And so we decided to start a show where we are going to play some games and address how can we use them to address the big questions of who am I, why am I here, what is my relationship to the divine. So we'll be starting on the 24th with our first game session with Pete Petrucia playing Dream Chaser, his game, and talking about how Dream Chaser can be used in spiritual direction and other spiritual work, and a little bit about therapeutic applications too, because we can't help ourselves.
Of course not. Of course not. Um, all right. And then on the 25th, so normally Friday night cast streams every Friday, but we are taking a break this week, a
We just
much
wrapped up
needed
one
break. We
game.
just wrapped up a very intense game. And we are on the 25th returning to our Wander Home characters. So we will be back, returning to the Haith, enjoying some wandering and wholesomeness and fun. Join us then to find out what our animal friends are up to next.
And I hear your animal friends have some really amazing artwork that everybody's going to get to see.
Yeah,
It's all right.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so you have some
okay.
great
It's all
artwork.
right.
Wait, where are you on Twitch? I don't know where you are in relation to me on Twitch, but you're over there.
Yeah, right there. Um, yeah, Nina has done some great artwork
Amazing.
for our Wander Home characters that we will be very excited to share with everyone. And
And
the other announcement we have
well,
it
can I say, speaking of player
oh
art,
player art. Oh
Hallie,
yes,
Hallie has done the player art you can see now next to our names.
yes.
Yes.
Hallie does some amazing stuff too. And we're really excited to be able to showcase some art on our nameplates.
And I do want to give a shout out to Kayla, who's been doing some great promo videos for all of us. So
Definitely.
I'm going to scratch my back. I should help out everybody.
Sounds like a plan. Our last announcement is that a convention, a conference was announced recently.
Ooh.
Tags 2022 is happening. If you don't know what that is, it is the Therapeutic and Applied Geek and Gaming Summit, which is a fundraiser for the nonprofit Geek Therapy. Many of us, I feel like all of us will be there, and many of us will be on panels. And there will be lots of good geekery and learning, and it's such a great community of people. And it's not just for therapists; it's for educators and medical professionals and spiritual directors and all kinds of people who use all kinds of geekery in their work. So
Helping professions.
and it will be happening June 10th through the 12th. So if you have any desire to search for that, you can go to tagsummit.org, TAGG summit.org. That's all I have for announcements. Nina, I think you get to
Yes.
introduce the game.
And so as we have been doing, we've been playing Exodus, which is designed by Erica Shepard. And I believe we will have some awesome help popping some of the links into the chat. So if you want to check out more by Erica Shepard. It is explicitly an homage to and interpretation of the album Transangelic Exodus by Ezra Furman. And you can buy the album online. You can also listen to it online in several places. I listened to it on Spotify before the stuff that's going on now. So you can choose your own preference of where you want to listen. And you can also find Ezra at her Twitter at Ezra Furman. So it's just at EZRAFURMAN. And I believe that will also go in the chat. Exodus is a role-playing story game about being on the run in a society that has turned against you. It's a story of angels on the road, making community as they go, and trying to find somewhere better. It's a game rooted in a time, an autobiography, and a plan, and a dream, and a fear, all in one. Exodus is a GM full or GM less game, depending on how you look at the glass of GMs, based on Avery Alder and Benjamin Rosenbaum's Belonging Outside Belonging system. The game is for 2 to 4 players, and we maxed out here, and usually takes 3 to 4 hours to play. But as you have been able to witness, do not fret or worry, because we are pros at extending one-shots into 4 and even more sessions, which I believe we are getting more sessions.
Mm-hmm.
We are.
So if you've been enjoying it, woo! If you haven't been enjoying it, what are you doing here? Find a way to enjoy it. There's some reason you're here. So with that, we're basically ready to do our check-ins, I believe.
Yes, indeedly doodly. So to check into the magic circle of play, that space around the table or the screen where the rules of daily life do not apply, pretty much. I mean, there's bleed in and out. Things our characters do affect the players, and things the players bring to the table affect what the characters do. But for the most part, you don't walk down the street all the time kicking a soccer ball or rolling dice, right? We save that for the time of the game. So to check into the game, we're going to ask a couple questions and then do the name ritual. So the first question will be, what are your hopes, concerns, and questions? Hopes, concerns, or questions about today's game? You don't need to answer for everyone, just a couple thoughts.
I'm concerned I haven't thought about this enough since our last gameplay, and that maybe I wanted to put some more thought into it than I often do.
You had so much free time.
I know, trying to get a house and everything. It's just loads of free time. I'm gonna close my window because they're having a party across the street.
Call on somebody, Nina.
That's your thoughts? You call on somebody.
Okay. You mentioned not everybody needed to answer, so I just wanted to give space. Menachem.
Sorry, each person doesn't have to answer all the.
All
of the questions. Yeah, that's right. There are more than one question. Really quickly, I'll do for. Wait, you already asked this.
Just the first question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Menachem,
Yeah. So long time ago, I wrote a pretty trippy piece about a weird carnival. It was for my thesis for my MFA in writing. And I wanted to reread it in between games to get ideas for what happens when we go into the carnival grounds. And I didn't do that. Like there's this really, I can't remember one word that it's trying to think of that will come up later, but oh well. So I just have to shoot from the hip more than have fill my mind with those ideas. Mary or Maggie?
Yes. So I hope that we get to feel like even more connected to our characters this time, like all of us, and get an even better feel on like how we're all connected and interacting, and because it's come a little bit slowly for this game, although maybe it's not that slow. Maybe we just needed some time, and that's okay. In
Well,
Wheels or Lara, yes.
yeah, I feel like that leaves me. Yeah, nice choice. I'm left. I think much like I also I've had a hard time connecting to this game, this character. I think it's fun to play, and I have had a lot going on with our Friday night game that has wrapped up, and hopefully now I can kind of shift into Wheels and kind of get a feel for who Wheels is more. And also today, kind of low energy, been distracted with buying a home and packing, that kind of thing. So, yeah. But I think once we get into it, energy will come back. That's my hope, anyway.
Yeah, Friday night cast turned out to be a lot about Riley and Lexa.
Mm-hmm.
So it was powerful work. If you haven't watched it, we're a little biased, but it's available on our Twitch and our YouTube at Cast Gamers. So.
And I will admit, I do love watching it on YouTube because I like watching it a little bit at like 1.25 speed.
Yeah.
Especially because it makes Calvin sound even more like a raccoon.
Bonus. All right. For our second question, Erica Shepard in the game in the introduction on page 2 writes, Exodus is a game about being on the run in a fascist dystopia. Writing from the end of 2018, it feels like not so much a work of fiction as a plan and a record. How can games in general, and this game in specific, serve as a plan and a record for you?
So for me, I'm in a delicate situation with some workplace stuff where I had felt like people who I thought were supposed to be looking out for me and take care of me in very important ways were not, which I think is a similar experience that a lot of people have had for a really long time with government in general. And so this game specifically is kind of helping me sort of reclaim my own ability to change my look on things. I tend to get very loyal, and I think that many of us can have a tendency to go to that because it can be a comfy place to be in, and requires you to be less like engaged with your brain all the time about like second guessing things or just reminding myself as many people have been trying to remind me lately is that I've started to ask for permission so much more than I need to. So for me, it's a very personal thing of, you know, pushing back against somebody that wants to tell you how to be in that respect. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I have almost all of my character sheets from 42 plus years of gaming. Some of them have disappeared, like all my champions characters are gone. But so I had this record of what I was thinking about, you know, from years ago. I wish I put more dates on them. Like I have a character that I labeled the word androgynous from an AD&D game. So it had to be like the 80s, right? And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I was thinking about this stuff 40 years ago or 35 years ago. I was thinking about these things, some of the same things, maybe not the language that we have now, but I was thinking about them. So it's kind of a beautiful record of my life and how I've grown to see it, to look at all my old characters. And I've tried and explored so many ideas and senses of who I am through my characters, even before I knew what I was doing. Right. But lately I've played a lot of characters who relate to love in different ways, love and intimacy and friendship. And that's really because in my life, I'm thinking about the roles of friendship and love and intimacy for me, and just kind of really examining that. So it's a really beautiful way to understand where I'm at. And I've done this with what it means to serve the divine and be a clergy person. I've done really deep examinations of my gender through my characters. And so they get to serve as this plan moving forward of how I can be in my day-to-day life based on some of the ways I've experimented and played with my characters. Maggie.
Thanks, Menachem. So it is interesting that it's titled A Fascist Dystopia when it, like, so many of the things feel so reflective of either the way our society has been in the past or how it currently is. And so how can they in general, or this game specifically, serve as a plan and record? Honestly, it's almost like a record of like my relationship with my queerness when I first started discovering it or recognizing it, I guess I'd say. And at least for the first couple of years, it feels like it's just this reflection, at least in my character, and so far, and we'll see where that goes. I've had a really challenging time playing characters that aren't some piece of me and that don't feel like me. So far, my character is very much reflecting me, and maybe someday I will play a game where the character is the opposite of me. We'll see.
Is it okay if I add something that you made me think of with yours?
Yeah.
So there was something I read more recently in the past few months about how we look at science fiction as this writing about how things could be in the future, and what often doesn't get taught or really discussed was how many science fiction writers use science fiction to write about what is currently happening, but to disguise it enough so that it, flies a little bit under the radar of the powers that be. Like, it's just for entertainment's sake. It's not. Don't worry.
Yeah, like angels don't actually exist. And if they do, that's like a different thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think in that case, that yeah, I'm really glad that you brought that up.
All right. So for me, Menachem, much like you, I have every character sheet that I have ever made in a binder. My queer journey started with World of Darkness games, Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse, back when I was like 13. I have all of those in a binder that I can go back and look at. As far as other record, like I think about, I still have a playmat from my friend James who passed away. He was my DM, my first DM, and so I still have that as a record of him being here and playing the game with me. And much like Mary, I am a part of most of my characters. I said on Friday, my character Riley is me. And now with us streaming, I have video evidence of my growth and my journey through that character. And as far as this game, I am glad that we are playing this game and that I get to add that to the record of what I have learned about myself through playing or about others, right? Because Wheels is not as much me, but there is always a piece of me in every one of these characters. So, yeah.
I'm often glad that I came of age before everybody had a camera in their pocket. But once in a while, I do miss pieces of it that I wish I could see again. So now we will do the name ritual or the name game, where each of us will say our player name, we'll say hello, we'll repeat the player name, and then we'll say our character name, and everybody will welcome the character into the magic circle. So same order.
My name is Nina.
Hey, Nina.
Hey, Nina.
Hey, Nina.
And I will be using a comic book trope of switching out glasses. And I will be playing Moisha or Moy.
Hey,
Hey,
Moy.
Moisha.
What's up?
My name is Menachem,
Hey,
Hey,
Menachem.
Menachem.
and I am Lover.
Hey,
Hey,
lover.
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 My name is Mary or Maggie.
Hello, Mary or
Hey,
Maggie.
Maggie.
Mary or Maggie.
And I am playing Alex.
Hey,
Hi,
Alex.
Alex.
Welcome.
And I'm Lara.
Hey, Lara.
Lara.
And I am playing Wheels.
Hey, Wheels.
Hello, Wheels.
And with that, we return to the carnival. If you remember last time, we found ourselves at a giant carnival.
Actually, I'm going to pull
Kinda
up
pops
the
up.
map real quick.
Yeah.
And it had, the carnival is a random planned gathering of sorts that happens every so often. And this one has a giant flea market outside, and then a carnival grounds, which we haven't yet made it to. Maybe we'll make it there today.
I'm going to
And
continue our...
there were a few adventures, but we basically turned out that a friend and mentor, is that appropriate, of Moisha's,
Mhm.
is in trouble with another biker gang. And we are now setting out to rescue Z.
Mhm.
We're back on the screen now. And yes, let's go rescue Z.
Don't forget, we all have our situations that will come up. And
Yeah. Well, very. Yes.
last we were at night, so morning comes, or I presume, or do we wait? Do we not wait?
I should have watched the last moments of
We ended up
the
at
last game.
a
Yeah.
camp where you met another member of your gang that's not a gang.
We
Oh,
met T.
right.
You met
Yes.
T, the cook.
You were
kitchen.
having fun smacking me on the hands with the
Wooden spoon.
wooden spoon. Yes.
So we had a clue or two as to where Z might be.
Okay. Can you remind me of the clue really quickly, if you recall?
I wish I could.
Lara, do you recall?
Oh
in
yeah,
your
I didn't mention
synopsis?
about my record. I also keep a journal with all of my game notes for all of our
Thank
cast
goodness.
games.
I keep notes, but not good ones last time.
Let me get back to the other thing is they're all out of order. Well, they're in order, but there's a bunch of different games in here. So let me get back to what did we find out? All I know is that T knows where the gang is camping out. That's all
Okay.
I got.
I thought it was not very specific. It was just
That was
like,
about it. Just
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, and that supposedly Z has joined that gang.
Yes. Yeah. That was what started the fight that y'all had to like
Break up.
tear me out of.
Mhm.
a
And
lover, not a fighter. Sorry, one of my moves is making it all about me. So
yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
That's true. I thought you were a lover and a fighter.
Ooh.
only
And,
with safety words.
and lover and or was it Alex and Wheels? So Wheels was like doing the drumming.
Drum
Stuff.
circle, like
Yeah.
without drums. Like we were just using drum. I had the drumsticks, and everybody
Mhm.
else started going
Just
off of
whatever
that.
you can tap on. And I apparently Moshe likes to make lots of terrible innuendos, so I'm trying to slow myself down on that.
Sometimes the character just has to express themselves through you.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you can just be
Say no.
quiet.
Yeah.
So, okay, so yeah, Alex and Wheels, I think we're hanging out over by the drum circle that Wheels was working on and chatting, which I thought was a very sweet moment. Okay, so I guess I'll start with. I have a feeling that given the relationship that I have with T, that if I suggested leaving right then and there to go, I would have been smacked with the wooden spoon in not the fun way. So to reference one of the other streams. So now you have to go watch it. So I think that I'll kind of join the drum circle, and probably as I'm just enjoying Alex getting to be sort of part of the group and not part of like some crazy thing, I will probably end up dozing off because I'm actually really tired, but the adrenaline had to fade.
Lover I find my way to like putting blankets on people who have fallen asleep, and doing that kind of like parental love of taking care of people that way.
How did Alex and Wheels end your night? And or not end your night?
Probably as like the drum circle kind of people peeled away and went to sleep. I think Wheels probably was like, okay, it's time to wind down and find a place to doze off to.
Yeah, Alex isn't really sure what to do because they've not really been in a situation where you can just go to sleep wherever and do whatever. This feels very awkward. So they were like kind of awake for quite a while, but
I mean, we have our
ultimately
camp.
dozed off.
We have our camp.
True. Alex wouldn't be brave enough to go
Right.
back alone.
Alone.
Right now, anyways.
Yeah, there's pillows and stuff all over.
Nice.
If you haven't been to Burning Man, a lot of camps have like a center or a little tent where they make it all comfy for people to come and hang out.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
not all of
awesome.
them, but many camps have lots of soft, comfy places for people to lounge around.
Mhm. I'm thinking I'm like classic sort of cowboy-esque where I'm just got, all my daytime clothes and I don't have a hat for this character to pull down, so maybe I'm still sleeping with my sunglasses.
Classic Nina. Gotta bring a cowboy into whatever game we're playing.
Well, bikers are,
Modern cowboys.
steal horses, right? And so yeah. I don't know, Alex, do you like follow anybody to go like rest where they're resting?
Yeah, I was trying to think of who I probably would follow you. Maybe get like a pillow from Lover because I like being comfortable. Yeah. And then kind of go by you because you seem to know what's going on and we're going to be looking for your person. So I don't want to get disconnected too far from the group.
Okay. So in terms of waking up the next morning, I kind of want to bring in the authorities because
Do
we
it.
started a fight, so it's sort of like I imagine like whoever's kind of not the other biker gang not the biker gang that we fought, but basically some sort of like volunteers that are basically going around trying to figure out what happened.
There's a peacekeeping group of bikers who,
yeah, but not the dystopian peacekeeping group, the peacekeeping group of the carnival.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them.
So basically who feels like they're like a lighter sleeper?
Definitely. I am.
So you're gonna see and hear so obviously I think we've established that T's sort of one of the main people in charge of this encampment, and they're chatting to like the peacekeeper volunteer, and there are a lot of things the volunteer is mentioning that are sounding pretty familiar to you, and but maybe let's play this a little bit. And so the peacekeeper is gonna ask T, does any of this sound familiar to you? Have any of these people possibly come this way? And you're not in any trouble. We're just kind of trying to figure out what really happened and make sure that every side has a chance to tell their story.
I'm happy to contribute to the piece, friend, but you got to be a little more specific in what questions you're asking me.
There seems to have been one particular haughty individual that really riled things up. So that's the person that we're looking for. The descriptions that we've kind of heard so far is they're a little bit older. Seems like they might also be a motorcyclist, or at least had that kind of clothing. And they kept talking about this person named Z, and I don't know. We just want to make sure, because I think there's some concern that Z, who seems to be one of the members for one of the groups that's helping us keep everybody safe here at the carnival. We don't want them to have to be looking over their back individually. So we're just kind of trying to help them figure out what's going on.
So what you're telling me is there was a gang fight and you're looking for one person.
Well, we've spoken to the individuals over at the gang, and we don't like to refer them that way. Our cycle detail for the carnival security, and they seem up to resolving things peacefully, but they just would like to be able to meet up and maybe talk a little bit more face to face with one of the volunteer mediators.
I'll keep my eyes open. There's thousands and thousands of people here.
That's for sure. It's a popular venue. Well, I suppose you know where to find us, and we'll be around. So if you could help spread the word and let them know that we just nobody's in trouble yet, as long as things stay peaceful, and we just want to get everybody together to resolve things. So I appreciate your time, and we'll be back around. And
of course,
with that,
thanks for keeping the peace. And I love how you threw in the yet. See you later.
And the volunteer kind of gets a little bit nervous, because I think we established that she is a very
she's a formidable
presence. So they're gonna kind of scurry off, but they're kind of trying to look around and see what they can see as they're doing that. You get the feeling that they might be back with some sort of assistance to be able to feel more safe looking around this encampment later.
That's what transpires, Alex, that you get to witness.
Yeah. So Alex is found the bathrooms and all of that, and they were back at their spot because they weren't sure if everybody was ready to be woken up yet.
People are starting to, shuffle around the camp.
Okay. Did T see that Alex was awake?
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe T's already serving
unless you don't want
breakfast.
T to have noticed.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm just curious. Alex kind of goes and and gently touches Moisha's shoulder.
So Moisha is gonna startle awake and possibly have a switchblade up towards your face. And then Z's gonna realize it's Alex and immediately pocket the switchblade and be like, sorry, just old habits. I'm feeling a little less like my current self lately. You okay, kid?
Yeah, are you okay? Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
No.
I thought you might want to know.
No?
There was just this conversation between peacemakers, I don't really know, and T.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we might need to find them. They're trying to figure out what happened yesterday. They said no one's in trouble yet, but it might be a way to find your person.
So Moisha's gonna kind of laugh at the mention of yet and say and hey Alex, thanks for listening up. I'm gonna if you can just kind of go find Wheels and tell him that we need to meet over at the T's. I don't know, cafe. I'm trying to think of something less formal. T's Kitchen.
Yeah.
And and don't forget Lover.
Okay. Yeah, I can do it. I'm on that.
And you may not be able to find Lover right away, so if you don't, start asking around and search underneath pillows and sheets, and maybe ask Wheels to do the looking under sheets for you.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
We do know that everything that Lover puts out in the world is a positive thing, but I don't know what you're ready for yet. So there's different ways.
All right. So we'll meet at the kitchen.
So we'll meet up at the kitchen.
Okay, cool. So Alex was looking around, probably looks around the campfire place and is searching for Wheels and Lover, but is expecting to find Wheels first.
Wheels is probably close to the campfire spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Possibly has woken up. Yeah, Wheels is awake and like stretching and like trying to. Oh, it's not as comfy sleeping on the ground, but the pillows were nice.
Yeah. So Alex is trying to like make a lot of noise so that Wheels really knows that Alex is there and doesn't get.
Oh, hey, Alex, morning. What's
Hey, morning. So we need to meet Moisha at the kitchen because we got to talk about a plan. I kind of overheard some talking. But we also need to find Lover, so it would be nice to have the four of us all together.
Okay. Sounds good. I guess we're gonna go looking for Lover. That could take a while. Lover likes to make friends with everybody.
It's true. Yep. You could fly over everyone.
Oh, you want to see me fly?
Kinda, yeah. But not if it's not safe to do so.
That's not a bad idea. Wheels is gonna open up his wings and start flying around.
And could you remind us what
What
Wheels?
Wheels' wings look like?
Mm-hmm.
They are. I'm trying to. They're like. I think it's translucent.
It says intangible.
Intangible. So they're very. Like they're see-through, intangible, translucent kind of wings in this blue and pink and white pattern that many of us might be familiar with.
They're more energy than physical.
Exactly. Exactly. Kind of bright and they light up, and so Wheels is just gonna soar over and start looking for signs of lover.
I mean, so most of the areas are covered, right? They're in tents or
Mhm.
tarps, rain shelters, shade shelters.
Yeah.
Um,
Just to see if they're awake and moving around.
but you've
Maybe-
made a move of taking action, leaving yourself vulnerable.
Exactly.
You're flying.
Mm-hmm.
And we've decided that angels are known in this world, not super
Yeah.
common.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So people, a few people are pointing and going, seeing-
Alex is one of those people.
Mom, it's an angel. From a camp, a couple camps over, you hear a loud child's voice.
And then
Okay.
Wheels kind of waves to the kid.
Anyway. So, long story short, you catch a glimpse of wings coming out from the kitchen shelter.
Oh.
Like
Okay.
like the maybe lover looks like they're in the kitchen area.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And I'm gonna swing back down to where Alex is, and I'm like, I think Lover's already where we need to be.
Oh, cool. Let's go.
All right, and we're gonna head over.
As you approach,
Oh,
Lover
how
pokes-
was Alex following on the ground, or were you carrying Alex, or
Well, no, I was flying around, and then
okay, but
came
it's not
back
that
down
far,
to
okay.
where Alex was when I
Okay.
saw. Yeah.
And I just stood there staring.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
As you approach the kitchen, Lover pops her head out and yells out, "Pancakes!" and brings out a large steaming tray of pancakes. There's syrup. It's like the maternal love spread of breakfast.
Together breakfast.
Yay!
Sorry, that's not my character. But what my character? That's what Nina says, not Moisha. So, I'll go ahead, interact. Yeah, I'll come in a minute.
Imagine the people in the camps are getting ready to come eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Wheels is excited about these pancakes, and is gonna basically run over for the pancakes, and it's just like, Alex, come on, it's breakfast.
Whoa, we get breakfast? That's right. Alex tags along.
And T's not even mad. T is like feeling the love.
Lover, are you eating pancakes too?
Who?
Lover?
I will be.
Where's Moisha? Is Moisha getting breakfast?
And so, right as you start to ask that, you'll see Moisha kind of come out of the back room from the kitchen, putting because I remembered I took my jacket that has the embroidered wings off and kind of showed off my tattered wings, and Moisha's gonna be like, as I'm putting it back on, look, T, I really appreciate you looking out for me, and and all of that, but and and also kind of connotating that T got somebody to grab my jacket from where our camp was. But you don't always know what's best for me. I really need to talk to you about this, and I really need you to understand.
Lover comes with a plate of pancakes and goes, "Shut up and eat your breakfast, Moy,"
And so,
and walks away.
well, Moy is gonna look at Lover and be like, "Make me."
Lover thinks for a second and goes, "Not now, honey."
Moisha's gonna, as much as you can tell someone's rolling their eyes with dark sunglasses on, and then just like kind of grab a pancake off the top and roll it and stuff it in its own mouth and bite off a piece and go like, "Guess I'll have to do it myself." And so I'm gonna come and sit down and sort of keep eating the pancake for a moment. But as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna engage T again and be like, "I know that like you're the reason that I lost track of her the last time, and I'm not gonna do it again. I don't care what you think about me and Z." I know
Right.
you think that Z's just a bunch of trouble.
Yes, but Z is one of us. So I know you have to do what you have to do, but don't be stupid. I don't tolerate stupid.
What's my other option?
Be smart about it.
This is the only option I can see.
Be smart about it.
And
take care of Z the smartest way you can.
Moy's just gonna kind of sink into a chair at the sort of bar area and grab like what looks like some pancakes on a plate. I don't think Z even
There's lots of pancakes.
I don't think that Moy even cares whether or not it belonged to somebody else.
Oh no, I gave you a plate.
No, I know.
Lover gave you a steaming plate of pancakes.
Yeah, but I think I'm probably like put that down as I was like walking around and didn't think I needed it, and so I'm grabbing another a different plate, just kind of to show how much in my own head I am as Moy.
Gotcha.
I'm kind of like trying to pontificate and figure shit out.
Alex isn't really clear about what's going on, but kind of sits near Moisha and offers them a cigarette. It's one of my regular moves. You probably didn't even know I had them, but I did.
And so as you hand me the cigarette, I start to go to put it in my mouth. And then I kind of turn back to you and say, "Where'd you get these?"
Back home.
You got more?
Yeah.
Where?
Do you want them? Well, they're in my pocket. But I also I have more in the truck too.
Where are they in your pocket?
Like my back pocket, right side.
And are you just saying they're in your pocket, or are you like showing me that they're in your pocket?
I'm like kind of patting my backside. They're right here.
Can I see?
Sure. So I'll grab them out of my pocket and hand them over.
And with that, Moy's gonna take the cigarette that, and I know this is gonna get confusing because I named a character Z and my pronouns are Z as well.
Oh, yes.
So I'm gonna try and use my name as much as possible instead. And I did that to myself, writing wise.
Yes, you did.
So, but hopefully it won't last terribly long. So Moy's gonna take the cigarette that Moy was gonna smoke and put it in the pack, and then Moy's gonna grab some glass of something, whether it's water or beer or what have you, and just take the whole case of them and open it and just dump them all into the water. And
what? No.
and be like, I know you got to take pleasure where you can, but don't be bringing that shit back into my life, and don't put it in yours.
Harsh.
It's like, you're a good kid.
I'm excited to see Mary try and use this move again later.
I'm not gonna.
What is wrong with offering someone a cigarette or having a cigarette? I don't understand. Why did you just do that?
We don't even have healthcare, period. Dude, like, are you trying to kill yourself? I know I was.
I mean, they're like the nicotine, it really helps my anxiety. And now I'm gonna be super anxious.
So Moisha's gonna kind of wave Lover, and so this will be interesting. Multiple personality Menachem, Lover and T sort of over to convene and give you a different route. And so I'm gonna think that, like, with Z having been someone that was basically kind of trouble, that Z was probably the one that introduced me to cigarettes, and that T was upset for many reasons, including that it'll destroy your palate. And so I think that in addition to sort of trying to separate me from my connection to Z that I hinted at earlier, T probably also went and got me cleaned up in a couple other ways, like probably doing what I did to your cigarettes to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna point to as T and Lover come by, I'm gonna point to, well, first as T comes by, I'm gonna point to the cigarettes in the cup, and I'm gonna point to Alex, and basically, like, you still know the old recipe?
Where's my wooden spoon? Oh yeah, reaches in her back, side, takes it, whaps you in the head. Not a good smart start to the day, huh?
Well, it was a good start for me because I had a cigarette before they all got wet.
And Alex got the whap in the head, or
no, you did.
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay.
Oh. What the hell was that for?
Was this person drinking and smoking and screwing their lives into the ground?
on the way. Not quite there. But I'd like to stop it before it starts.
Yeah, but there are better ways you could have handled that. But anyway, yeah.
I learned from you.
Yeah, because you were fucking up royally.
Not untrue.
Oh, boy, I love you, buddy. But
I know you're always.
I agree with the idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of that sacred vessel you have there. Looking at Alex. But don't listen to this jerk. Listen to this jerk, but don't copy this jerk. Kisses you on top of the head, Moy.
Oh. You got some frozen peas too?
Frozen peas?
Yeah, for the welt on my head to go with that kiss.
I'm not wasting my peas on your noggin. Not wasting my frozen goods. You know, stuff don't stay frozen out here that long. No electricity.
And so I was just gonna kind of like just gently.
You're not gonna have a big welt. It was just a loving welt, loving smack on the head.
I know. But I think Moy is the kind of person that's a big baby about that kind of stuff when he feels like he can be, or Z can be. Sorry.
And as you're like dealing with your head, Wheels is gonna come over stuffing pancakes in his mouth and just be like, "So Moy, what's the plan?"
Like, well, first of all, Alex needs a little bit of something to get the cigarette taste out of your mind, and then I'm gonna kind of, as Lover comes close, I'm just gonna kind of put an arm around Lover, kind of pull them towards me, and say, I think this kiddo needs something to feel the love, not the intimate stuff, but just the supportive kind. I know you love that love too, Lover.
I'll look at your pancake plate and I'll grab my syrup bottle and give you a little more syrup on your pancakes, Alex.
Do you happen to have any whipped cream?
Hold on. Runs off. You hear whisking happening by hand. Comes back with a bowl of whipped cream, a minute and a half, 2 minutes later. It takes a couple minutes to whip some cream.
This is amazing. Thank you.
Can you feel the love tonight? This morning, today, now.
Not for Moy, but for you, yes.
Oh, he meant well, whatever. Z meant well, whatever Z did. Oh, yeah.
So see. Can I offer you some advice, Alex?
Yeah. So what advice do you have for me?
So you're anxious a lot, right?
Yes, that is fair to say. Yep. Mm-hmm.
What do you think makes you so anxious, Alex?
Not knowing what's going to happen. It's like I have all these dreams about what I want to happen, but it never does. And I never have anyone to talk to about it. And so then it's just like each day I'm trying to get food and get stuff. And today I got some pancakes.
Yeah, you did get
Pancakes.
And some whipped cream. That was homemade.
Whipped cream.
And I feel so loved, but I don't usually feel loved.
Well, you don't have to worry about not knowing or not having anybody to talk to about your dreams because you got us now. And we can help you find,
Or better or worse.
too, sometimes for worse. But do you think those cigarettes are going to listen to you talk about your dreams?
They don't interrupt me.
They got a point there, Moy.
Wait, I haven't seen you smoke yet.
I don't usually smoke in front of people.
Probably for this reason.
Got some judgy people about smoking.
Don't we have someone to rescue?
We do.
We
That's
do.
why I asked what the plan was.
But sometimes it's important to rescue the people right in front of you also.
Oh, Moy, always got to be everyone's savior.
And I'm gonna just like let out a big sigh and be like, you should know, Wheels.
Ooh, good line. Nice burn.
So I'm just gonna shift over and kind of get out of the chair and put an arm around Alex and say, you know, kid, you got us. You're gonna be good, and we got your back. And if you're anxious, if it's not me, one of us will be here to listen to your dreams.
If you're anxious, just put some music on. That's what I do.
Help!
It's better than cigarettes.
I'll try. I'll try your ways.
You got one of those old Walkman still? Wheels?
Probably.
Maybe a Zune?
I got something.
Alright. See? We still got something for you to put in your back pocket, Alex.
Oh, okay. You could fill the
Doesn't have to
space.
feel- yeah. Doesn't have to feel like something's missing. All right. And so Moisha's gonna kind of look at T and like take a big moment and just kind of gather everyone up into kind of a huddle and be like, look, eat as many pancakes as you can, just not so much you can't move. Moisha's gonna look at Wheels. We still need our wheels to turn. And I'm gonna look at Lover and I need you to be my Jiminy Cricket.
I don't care. No, just singing the line from the song. Jimmy Crackcorn, but I don't care. Wait, is that Jiminy Cricket?
No.
No.
No. Okay, never
Jimmy
mind.
Cricket's When You Wish Upon
Okay.
a Star.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'll always wish upon you, babe.
T's gonna say, all right, the peacekeepers were here this morning.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for you. They want to talk to you. I don't
So
know what happened. Not
Looks
saying
like-
it's necessarily a bad choice, but I wanted you to have that choice.
I'm thinking that you know, I don't mind talking, but I'm not gonna put myself in a place where there's any way that I'm going to lose with this. So I'm going to need to lay low for a while. In fact, Lover, why don't we take a look at your suitcase and see what you got going on there? Why don't we hustle back over to our camp and get prepared. If anyone's coming with us, they can. Otherwise, we'll meet you here in about, I don't know, for lunchtime. And I
Well,
think
let's all
that,
go back to the camp. Unless someone has a plan what their character was going to do otherwise.
I'm up for going back to our camp.
Yeah.
so yeah, we can make our way back to the camp. And as we go, I'll kind of explain more the plan. And basically, all right, here's a gist. I was gonna go in on my own because I felt like this was something that I needed to do. But between T and Alex, I realized I'm probably going to need to realize that I shouldn't always try to do everything all by myself.
So you are going to be smart about it.
Oh, is that Lover? Or is that or
That's Lover. T.
Okay.
T. We've
It's
left.
Like,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I just wasn't sure if you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's hope I am.
And miracles never cease.
And with that, I think Moisha's gonna give Lover like a teasing little push, for that, kind of getting a little bit more relaxed. And so I'm gonna need you all to help me out. I'm the one they're looking for, so I'm gonna need you to provide a little bit of a distraction so I can do what I need to do.
I love distractions.
Lover's good at distractions.
Mm-hmm. And I need to not be me for a little while until we can get Z out of this.
The Lover's got plenty of clothes you could wear.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, can we shave your head and your beard? No, just kidding.
Lover, if it's something you're I think Morsha's like trying really hard to be up for it, but is like almost.
No, I don't want to touch those holy hairs. No, but if you're trying not to look like you, the fastest way would be if you shave.
Mm-hmm.
People won't recognize you.
We could do cute little braids.
Wheels is going to start laughing just like that about that.
I know from personal experience that when you shave and cut your hair, I've walked right past people who knew me for years and had no idea who I was at first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's done that to us, and it's weird.
I've seen the videos of toddlers having their beard
Their parents
shave and just start crying because they didn't know who the stranger was.
And then it takes a while to grow it back.
Yeah,
you can't just be like, no, it's okay, it's me. And so seeing as it's a very like light gray beard, I'm gonna say, maybe not a shave, but
a dye job.
Oh, I've got some hot pink.
Yes.
Ooh.
Probably a couple other colors.
Sounds good. And So, we've probably made it back to the truck. If other people want to do stuff to get ready, feel free to share that, and feel free to, grab what you got. We gotta, probably got a half hour before we gotta head out. I know the gangs out here, they eat heavy and then they pass out for a while until their night shift comes through, and so we gotta catch them in that sweet siesta like time.
You figure it's still pretty early in the morning.
I suppose so. So maybe we have a few hours to, like an hour or two.
What is our plan?
You guys are gonna make a distraction. And
Where?
just, for
Are we going to their camp?
Yeah, so we're gonna go to their camp.
Not offering them cigarettes.
Not offering them cigarettes.
Not.
Although maybe that should have been part of the plan.
Just saying, yeah.
I mean, you said you had a bunch back here at the truck, so why not
Maybe.
spread a little death and misery to the gang instead of yourself?
We can do that.
So,
I mean, they will recognize us.
it's true. It's the authorities that won't recognize you. It's those pesky peacemakers. Do they call
They
themselves?
do good work.
They try to do good work, but they fail to be manipulated a lot of the time, or to not
That's
be
a
manipulated.
good thing, I guess.
They fail to not be manipulated a lot of the time because they're trying to stay so neutral.
So it
And take
depends
things at
on
face
who's telling
value.
the story to the
Yeah.
Mhm.
It all depends on who's telling the story and how. And considering that we didn't get to them first, I don't think they're going to be doing a lot of good in this situation. So we need a distraction for the peacemakers, and just leave the rest to me.
Okay.
I was like, so anybody y'all just gonna stand there? Are you gonna
Okay.
grab stuff, or so anybody suit up? And Lover, you need to suit me up.
Oh, come.
Can't just dye my beard and leave me in the same clothes.
No. Oh, come. I will get you dressed.
Yes. Mix.
Come get dressed.
I'm coming. And Moisha will hurry off to wherever
My suitcase is in the back of the truck, so
Lover is.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, do you want slick suit? You want, fashionista? You want, dad bod?
What are you trying to say, Lover?
And I'm asking you how you want to look.
All right. You've known me the longest. You know the fashion. I know my hair.
Mhm.
But I've probably been wearing this for about as long as you've known me. So
Khakis and a polo, then it is.
what?
No one will recognize you.
I don't know if that's okay. All right. Okay. Do I have to do that thing where I have the sweater over my shoulders?
I'm not gonna risk my sweater.
Fair enough.
But you can be, khakis and polo dad with hot pink beard
Mm-hmm. And hair.
and hair. Yeah.
Okay.
So you
And
could
the
be kind of like
sunglasses?
cool suburban dad. Yeah, we'll have to give you different glasses. Make it so. We make it so. Let's give that a nice little part down this on the right.
Um, it's very interesting.
All right, what's everybody else doing?
I feel like Wheels is gonna dig through his bag and look for the Walkman or MP3 player or whatever. I think I'm trying to like. I feel like there's like an old iPod Mini or something in there that Wheels has. Is gonna go over to Alex and look. This is the kind of thing I use when I'm anxious. Here. Um, Hopefully, it's got something on there that appeals to you.
Hey, thanks. I will give this a try. So Alex takes the little iPod mini, puts it in their pocket, but then it is on the opposite side of the truck as Moisha and Lover. And up front, kind of opens the door and looks, kind of digs in the seats and in the in the glove box, all of that, and collects some of the cigarettes that may have fallen out of their pockets. Thank goodness these didn't all fall out when I was jumping onto the motorcycle.
You probably have a couple packs stashed in your bag or something.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't take them all, but I put them in my pocket as well. And then I start fiddling around with the little iPad and end up listening to someone called the Backstreet Boys.
I love it.
What lyrics do you hear?
Everybody, yeah, yeah, rock your body, yeah. Okay, I'm rocking my body, yeah, yeah, okay.
Wheels is gonna be like, perfect.
Should we flash forward?
Yeah, we can flash forward. Okay. So we snuck over in the dad hair polos and a khaki, not wearing my sunglasses.
You could have a members only jacket. I'm dating myself here.
The funny thing is, the jacket that Nina's wearing right now is a members only jacket because
Kinda reminded me,
it's the Steve Trevor jacket from Wonder Woman 84.
Visual difference. My arms are so cold now.
You can put your jacket back on.
That's okay.
We're role playing.
Okay.
We're not LARPing.
Exactly.
Just getting myself into my character. So I think it's okay to feel a little bit uncomfortable because I think this is going to be a little bit of an uncomfortable experience for Moisha. And so did want to check in. Okay, so oh, sorry, really loud like truck brake outside.
As we get ready to split up, I will reassure you with a gesture of intimacy by giving you a kiss on the cheek.
And I think you'll see on Moisha's face that out of anxiety, thought about um, he thought about like doing something more than like giving you more than a kiss on a cheek because of how nervous he is, but kind of decided against it in the moment. Because it makes it seem like he's giving up hope on coming back if he does that, or Z's giving up hope on coming back. And I'm just gonna check in and be like, so do you three have your plan for your distraction, or are you just the...
So the whole plan is we cause a distraction and you go in by yourself.
So you're not to wake up the siesting people. Gang
Well,
members.
then my plan.
Wait, are we causing a distraction or keeping them from not waking them up? Hoping they don't wake up, and then if they do wake up, causing a distraction?
Yes. And I have a feeling that there's going to be at least a handful of guards up for the...
And what are you going to do?
I'm going to sneak in and make off with Z.
What if Z doesn't want to leave?
You don't know Z like I do.
You said they joined.
Most people don't join of their own, or most people might join of their own free will, but they don't stay because of it.
Okay. Just want you to be ready for the possible outcomes.
There's only one possible outcome, lover. I know you're trying to help me out here, but there's only one way this is gonna go for me.
Okay,
how's
so...
Alex? Or
Go ahead.
How's Alex feeling right now?
Alex is not going to show you their distraction plan. Yeah, we got this. We got this.
Okay.
All right. Work your way around to...
confidence from you, Alex. I like it. Looks good
It's
on
the
you.
Backstreet Boys. They taught me.
Yeah,
So
we
we're
better
gonna
go
towards the...
We better go with the Alex's plan, because mine would be to wake them up with some nice music.
Yeah.
Maybe some Backstreet Boys.
Yes. You can do a dance.
I could play to one of the guards' desires.
That's entirely. I mean, that's your specialty, isn't it? One of them. I know you prefer to be less about love for falsehoods.
Just because they're mean and big bad guys doesn't mean they don't need love too.
That's true. Hey, maybe you can help them turn a new leaf.
I'll just wing it.
Love it, lover. So I kind of want to really quickly as we were walking to this to the encampment, I imagine we've been passing some like locals or like the just general people in the carnival. Does it seem like I'm pulling off the look?
mean,
as we did that.
no one comes up to you and says, "Hey, Moish."
So yeah, maybe we passed by some people that should have known me and just didn't. And so
You
love
probably
you.
stand out a little bit in this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not who you want to be, or you're not who they want, but you're also not supposed to be there.
So like I stick out, but in a completely different way.
Mhm.
And I think maybe I'll play into it and be like, oh, look at these people. They're so colorful. Even more colorful than my beard.
Tourist. Everybody's welcome here, Joe.
And I'll kind of go up to different places. Maybe there's a place that has like all paraphernalia and hookah and other kind of smoke shop stuff, and be like, oh, look at these beautiful sculptures. Aren't they just majestic?
We should get one of those.
And so Moisha will take a deep breath and having come and fast forwarding back to where we were, be like, all right, I think I'm ready. And I'm gonna sort of like wander off and around into the crowd and keep up my act and be like, oh, did you do your hair yourself? And like make more obnoxious touristy comments to people.
I feel like someone, whoever you asked that to, also said, "Did you?"
Why, yes. I was like, oh no, I paid for this. Apparently, I'm very flamboyant, gay, polo wearing, elitist. But okay, so I'm gonna like disappear into the crowd, and you guys will sort of assess the situation.
Let's make our way to the encampment. I'm guessing you're going to offer smokes.
Well, so I watch so that I am sure that Moisha is no longer in view and cannot see us. And then I pull out a vape pen. It smells like I have some really good flavors. And I want it to smell like strawberries. So I start smoking that and I put a cigarette behind my ear and I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
So I was thinking I could do a little burlesque dance with my wings out in the street in front of their camp.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think that's great. I kind of, if anyone's looking, I just offer them a cigarette. And
What are you going to
nod.
do while I do that?
Well, I'm kind of watching
Oh, but what was your plan?
and offering cigarettes.
Oh, okay. Sound good to you, Wheels?
Sounds like a plan. Way less, I don't know, alarming than what I had in mind.
Lover, do you need music?
Nah, we're trying not to wake anybody. It's probably what
Lover can have the music in their head.
I got plenty of music in my head. It's probably late morning by now, so there are people walking around. And all right, I think in order to make it successful, I'm going to make a strong move of help them forget about the world for a moment, which is like distract them from their duties. And I'm not gonna, as we're walking up, I'm gonna start dancing, and then noticing their tension. I think my wings are going to come out. You know how they do burlesque dances where they cover their bodies with their wings. So I'm just going to be in the street, start doing a little strip tease, but using my wings to hide the goodies, so to speak, and stop in front of the guards to that camp.
So, the one of the guards kind of comes up to you and she's just she kind of just starts she's seductively dancing towards you, and the other guard is looking a little fretted and worried because they're the guards that are up during their passed out after meals.
But I spent a token.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's okay. I don't think I'm going where you think I'm going.
I know, just
okay.
Reasserting.
Okay. And so while he agrees that this is a very seductive dance, kind of runs up to her and is like, what are you doing? And so she's like, come on, they're all asleep. They're always up our ass about stuff all the time. And while, sometimes I like that, this is, come on, dude, live a little. Don't be such a I think that I've now decided, did we have a name for the sort of gang leader that you were playing last time?
Don't think so.
Don't remember.
Not that I recall.
Just
do you want to
big
have
guy or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, there's a big guy and then a little guy.
do you want to give a name?
Yeah. His name is Frederick.
Also known as Crash or Clash.
Clash.
The gang calls him Frederick, but in public it's Clash. I will have let someone else put a dollar or something into my bikini string, my G-string, while they're having this little discussion.
And so he's like, come on, she's like, come on, you know you want to, is Big Daddy Clash gonna, come get us while he's snoring? We can hear him from all the way across the camp.
I tousle their hair or their bandanas or whatever they're wearing with the tips of my wings.
And so, while she's not into the other guard, she'll kind of take his hand and try to get him to loosen up a little bit and start dancing with you. And I think that she's actually gonna walk over to Alex and start because she notices you noticing Lover, and so she's gonna kind of seductively dance over and pull you into the sort of what's slowly becoming a seductive dance circle. Wheels, do you have any of your musical stuff?
Oh, I've got the drumsticks, but I don't know if I've got of course I've got something, but Moy told me not to wake anybody up.
So, I have an idea for something to have a local do. Are you okay if I do that, Menachem?
Yeah, pick it up. That's what we do.
So, a local is gonna come up to Wheels and take the I don't know if you have them in your hands or not.
Probably.
Are they
They're visible.
But just like if you have them out, like put them in your pocket or something, and then hand you what look like tiny little leaf rakes and a drum, and it's gonna make and it's gonna like hold your hands and help you start to make this sound that almost sounds like shifting sand with the drum.
Okay.
And some other musicians are gonna come up and start making some
Wheels is really into this. Okay.
like seductive but like chill music. Are you interacting with the other musicians? Are you like...
Wheels is totally like trying to focus and learn how to do whatever it is they're teaching me to do with this drum. And like just like, thank you. This is beautiful. So Wheels is getting distracted from the plan. But
Alex, you may need to that dude guard may need a little extra distraction.
So I am feeding off the energy. I'm like dancing and trying. I've never really been like close with anyone before, if you know what I mean. So the lady guard came over to me, right?
Yeah. So the dude guard is dancing.
Oh, okay.
With or like dude-ish, more masculine than feminine.
Yeah.
The lady guard came over to Alex and will actually notice that you have the Walkman on you.
Oh.
And be like, "Ooh, what are you listening to?" And sort of like toy with the Walkman, which is probably like on your hip or something.
Yeah. Do I have like an earbud? Is it?
It
Do you have a preference?
It would be some kind of headphones, whatever. I don't know if it would be earbuds or over ear, but some kind of headphones.
Okay. So I'll just say it's over ear, and I take them off and I put them on the lady guard so that she can hear the music, and it's still the Backstreet Boys.
And so she starts to like really get into it, and it was like, Backstreet's back, all right. And so she's just like getting more into dancing, and dancing with you connected by this headphones. And she'll even it happens to Wheels likes the music, so I'm gonna make this so that it's the kind where you can rotate the headphone, and they're gonna flip it so that like one side is out so that you still get to hear it.
Yes.
And
I also gesture to the more masculine guard, and I'm like, hey, which is kind of weird and awkward because that's Alex. But Alex is trying really hard.
So the guard is gonna look at Alex and kind of be tempted, but also be looking at Lover, and obviously Lover is a professional. What does Lover do?
I know how to stretch things out, and make promises about delivery that don't disappoint. So I'll just keep up the dance, the occasional feather tickle.
And well, also I think Alex is inviting the more masculine guard over to themselves. So are you gonna try?
I'll give a little nudge of the wing at one point.
And so not wanting to disappoint, and also not being at all against it, the guard will kind of come over and join Alex with the other guard as well. Is there anything else that Lover does to up the just like you're making them forget about the world to like up the distraction level?
I mean, I'm gonna put myself between them and their camp and have more open wing moves, just a obscure vision. I mean, you're probably gonna be far back from the entrance, but just in case.
Okay. And I think we're about at time for break. I would like to you hear a loud crash in the background, and we should get a break.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Back in 10.
All right. We'll be back in 10. All right.
Okay.
We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
And
My cat has
Hi, from
devoured
all
my
over the
arm.
country.
I think we're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
Actually, we're only
We're back.
Midwest to West Coast in this group.
My cat has
Hi.
devoured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
So we're
do
back.
a Daring rescue.
Yes, doing the daring rescue. So
Daring rescue.
Moisha has found the tent that Zipporah is chilling in during the nappy time, and they've been talking.
Bikers walking around, you know, mostly they're crashed out.
They're like speaking in whispers, trying not to get too loud, but basically like arguing about whether or not Z's gonna come with Moisha or not. And then we hear Moisha say, "Now look, Zipporah, I just have 2 questions that I need you to answer for me, and that's gonna tell us what we need to know."
Two questions. That's gonna answer everything we need to know.
At least right now. First of all, and so he's kind of trying to gain the courage to ask this because it's a little bit vulnerable. They've known each other for such a really long time, and basically in the similar but not the same kind of situation that Moisha and Alex met. And so Moisha asks, "Z, do you still think I'm beautiful?"
And Z's gonna look you up and down and just like, well, close choices aside, because I know this is not you. But
I forgot what I was wearing. That's right.
Of course, I think you're beautiful still. You're beautiful and handsome and gorgeous and perfect.
And Moisha just kind of relaxes for a minute and then kind of listens to hear if anyone's going by and holds open the flap of the tent when it seems like it's safe and reaches out his other hand and says, "Do you trust me, princess?"
I guess yeah. Let's get out of here.
So
And so
Moisha-
mechanically,
yeah.
Nina just used a vulnerable.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Asking, "Do you
With-
think I'm beautiful?" But
Thank
instead
you.
of asking player, decided to use it narratively.
Thank you.
It fit.
Mm-hmm.
It fit perfectly.
Okay.
And at that time, is that when you trip over something?
Yeah, and that's when I like knock something over. Oh, I don't want to delete the row. Sorry, I'm just trying to give myself a token. Okay.
You're
Yes.
so ready to be out of there. You turn around and you stumble over like
Maybe.
pile.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
just I say a couple coolers, right? You're kind of next to the kitchen, and you knock over a couple coolers in your excitement to get out of there. Clatter, clatter, clatter.
Yeah. So what kind of how does Zipporah respond to me then, like, just saying, "Do you trust me?" and then immediately like making a massive noise?
Of course, there was the okay, yeah, let's get out of here, and then I should have known, Moy. Let's get out. We gotta get out of here.
A couple of the bikers nearby, one was in the kitchen fixing something to eat. You go, the fuck? And look up and go, who the fuck are you?
And so Moisha's just gonna, me? I'm nobody. And then I'm just gonna kind of like zip off, dragging Zipporah behind me with like one hand.
So what you got to move here?
And I think that I'm gonna
You did just lie to a stranger.
oh yeah, I do have lie to a stranger. It's like one of them. So I'm gonna kind of like nod to Zipporah to keep going, and then having been under T's wing for a while, I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm just filling in for the regular cook, and just like come back out and sort of reshift things and put things back, and like what can I make for you?
I got my food already.
Surely a big strong individual like yourself can't ever truly be full.
Now, well, you just start making lunch then.
On it. And I'm gonna like do like a really dorky little
What kind of freaks are we hiring around here?
And then I'm gonna like run back into the back kitchen area.
Did you see the new cook? Looks like some suburban mofo. Pink hair. Last thing you hear is you're running off. You don't have a cook. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and so we're like running as fast as we can, and and I'm gonna catch back up with Zipporah and just kind of like Zipporah's like running in one direction at a certain point that we were running in, and then I'm just gonna kind of like grab Zipporah's hand and be like, this way, and just kind of like jerkily kind of change directions to start making a break for back for our camp. And I think that I'm gonna make some sort of like really loud like bird whistle that I think you and I talked about it, like what was the signal that we were out, like that, like when we rescued you from the house or something, that we were out there, or
oh yeah, there was a sound that we
like some sort of bird sound. It doesn't have to be the same, but I imagine that might be our regular motif. So is there okay. I should have a board with bird sounds for this.
I do think that during the dancing, Lover would have found out like what the one of the guards' real kind of need was, you know, to make them feel loved, because that's what I do. So I'm assuming I'm feeling like it's not sexual. It'll just be some sort of like, you know, they need someone to talk to or hear about their problems, or someone to reassure them that they don't have, you know, they're worth something if they don't hurt people or whatever it is.
So I think that as an like authority thing, like he having been nervous his whole life, he just wanted to feel like powerful, not just like protecting so he could protect himself, but also that he could protect others, and that's what he thought the gang was about. So
I think I'm going to go into some dance moves that have him like doing lifts with me,
mm-hmm.
which I, having been in a position to lift people in dancing, it's a little nerve wracking to believe that you can actually catch a person and lift them up into the air, and it actually works, So I'm going to engage this guy in some dance moves that he can feel his own power that's not destructive.
Nice. Do you maybe bring in a friend of yours in the camp to kind of keep him going with that in case you have to?
No, it's just it's going to be the 5 minutes of dancing that's going to,
okay.
I'm just reassuring with a gesture of intimacy, my regular move.
So you put a little light bulb in his head that maybe he doesn't have to be able to beat people up.
Yeah.
To feel strong.
Any final things we do before we leave for Alex or Wheels?
Alex has listened to As Long As You Love Me, and all I have to give. And so Alex is like, my love is all I have to give. And then they're like, oh.
Think I could live. Sorry, go ahead.
This is a really strong message about what love is. I wonder if that's true. And they're just kind of pondering that.
I was like, maybe that's I don't know. Music is so nice. I think that hearing some singing going on, we've got the drum circle thing going on. And maybe we're playing to the beat since Wheels would have heard the song and known it. And just like this is powerful stuff, everyone. This is amazing.
And so the person who gave you the it's just like a thin drum that you can hold
with the rake.
With the rakes is like, it's spoken to you. It must go with you.
I'm just collecting music this trip. Okay. Yes, thank you.
And so Moisha will kind of pop out with the of the side with the pink beard and the shirt, which is like all sweated through from their running around, and you can kind of see he's tired of restraining the wings, and so you kind of see the shape of the wings kind of pushing the shirt backwards, because they didn't figure out how to put it on with the wings out from before to be more on the slick side of things. And so we'll give like a signal, like,
no, I imagine we already heard it, but we don't just run right off.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish up what we're doing and meet you back at camp.
Yeah, and then we'll kind of slip back into the crowd, and you'll see a glance of Zipporah or somebody with Moisha, and we'll meet you back at the truck.
There's a small commotion in the camp now as there's some argument about, we don't have a cook, but some dude with pink hair. And then, where's Z? We should beat it. All right.
The
guards probably get undistracted.
Yeah. I think yeah, like that, but like maybe I think and the guards are hearing the starting to hear the commotion, and they're still a little slow to react to things, and they kind of look at each other.
Looks like you guys got to go. Oh.
And they're both kind of like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Like, what do we do? Like, they're like, I hope that had nothing to do with us. So, the the lady guard is like says to the more masculine guard, like, stay here, and like runs back into the camp to try and figure out what's going on and hopefully it not be about them. And
we're just gonna go. I said,
yeah,
it was nice dancing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just gonna give like a little denouement for the male guard just like kind of thinks about staying there for a second and thinks about, and you kind of see him sort of dance a little bit, and then it's like internal struggle, and then he like tears off the biker vest and just like runs. And so he like decides to maybe join a dancing gang instead.
I grabbed
maybe
the
the
vest.
Sharks or the Jets.
I am picturing like West Side Story in this camp with some dancing like gangs. It's a
I grab the vest as I leave.
Oh, little trinket.
Gotta add it to the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So now we're meeting back at the truck.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've put my vape pen and everything back away in pockets. Just saying.
Before showing up.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you see he's already got his these boots and pants on, and is like still like very hurriedly getting back into
It was more hair paint than dye, so you just gotta wash it out. It'll take a few washings.
But I was like, I kind of like it. So I'm not in a hurry to get the dye out of the hair, but just the clothing was very not Zim, not Moisha's. And now I have to seal my hand back from my cat before it falls asleep. Also so that I can put my bandana to get back into his comfy space. Z's comfy space. I need a lot more practice with common pronouns, which is part of why I want to do that.
Yeah, it's been fun using the neo pronouns or like hearing them more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So as Moisha's getting dressed back into his more regular stuff, what are you guys up to?
We're gonna get back.
We're gonna get back. Wheels is gonna come back just like with this new drum and the finger rakes, just like it's a nice little party heading back to the truck.
So here's a out of bounds question, not out of bounds. So we're angels, so we could be really old, right? We've already determined that Alex is young, at least in their memory. Is Moshe, as we might say in Hebrew, and Sephora, are they Moshe and Sephora from biblical times? Or is it just names?
I definitely was kind of pulling some inspiration from that. So
it was just inspiration, not identity.
I wasn't necessarily thinking literal, but it
could be like, I mean, these angels have like past lives, right? Like they have past.
We have to reinvent ourselves every generation or so.
And so maybe that's a part of why it feels so important to Moshe or Moisha or I guess Moisha is more of the Yiddishized version. Yeah. And I did want it to seem a little bit more like relaxed than Moshe or like Moses, like literally. I also think that having had a experience like that, if it felt like it ran straight through, would make it a little bit of a different character. I like the sort of more nervous idea of being that person who's still wandering, trying to find themselves and a home.
So it's more of inspiration than it is you're actually these people from thousands of years ago.
Like it I almost wonder if it's kind of like the Hawkman Hawk Girl thing where they are, quote unquote destined to find each other
in every time
they're reborn.
Okay.
So
they could be actually them.
Could be.
But they don't know they're actually them.
Yeah. But I like the idea that their connection is something that feels deeper than just like this lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lover's definitely
for better or worse,
conscious of being several thousand years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I've decided on that.
I don't Wheels think probably is as well, but doesn't want to think about it.
I don't think Wheels. Moisha's conscious of having been that person, but yeah. But I do like them having some sort of deeper connection that feels more like there's a reason why this was the only solution for Moisha, was that not taking no for an answer.
So the question becomes,
as far as leaving the gang, yeah.
What next?
Is that something that Lover says?
No, this is player to player.
Okay.
I guess it could be character, but I was just wondering player to player. I guess we could. Yeah, let's go back into character. Z, so good to see you. So what do we do now?
I don't know. Moy doesn't usually get that far in planning. That's Z.
That's true.
What doesn't get that far?
You don't get that far ahead in your planning.
That's kind of true. And so I think with that, I think this would be something where Zipporah might chime in, having been like, me being like, do you trust me? And now I don't have a plan. And, and also being sort of the stronger personality that she is.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to get that. Like, so you pull me out of there. You seem like you got a plan, but the plan was just to get me out of there. They're all over this carnival.
We have to leave.
Yeah, I don't know if we should keep risking getting caught.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. See, I had a plan all along.
You could just stay in the truck and we're going to go to the carnival.
Wheels and Z both roll their eyes so hard. That was your plan all along.
So, I think that at this point, Moisha's done maintenance on the motorcycle and all of that. So it's going to come out of the back of the truck, and me and Zipporah will get on the motorcycle. and just like, all right, well, are you guys gonna get in the truck or not?
Doesn't even help break down camp as you wheel off.
We gotta pack up our stuff, although I don't have that much stuff.
I'm
Same here.
I'm assuming we had a couple tents or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe
At
we
least
didn't really
some
have that
sleeping
much.
bags or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Blankets at least.
So you guys break down the.
I wanted to go to the carnival.
Maybe, I mean, it's a big carnival. Maybe we just.
No. Ah. Lover's gonna mope around camp cleaning up.
Make it all about themselves.
I guess I am making it about me. Yeah.
Moy, look, you broke Lover's heart.
So
It's been broken many times before.
So Moisha's gonna hop off the bike for a moment and try to like help break down camp, and then go over to Lover and kind of and sort of whisper like I'm sorry, I said I was never gonna leave you again, and you're right, and
No, I still trust you. Let's go.
But with that, Moisha will give like kind of like hold the side of the head like right by the ear and give like a little bit of a squeeze, and then sort of like tantalizingly follow the edge of your wings that might still be out, as I jog back over to the bike, which
You get eyes rolled at you again.
this is my love language. And I imagine that Zipporah might have shifted into the driver's seat of my motorcycle, and I kind of have a huff for a second and then hop on the back. So how's everybody piling into the truck?
I look at the driver's seat for a second, step forward, and then step back. And
All right,
backwards and
Wheels
across.
is hopping in the driver's seat. I hope everyone likes to go fast.
For once, that's what we really need right now, Wheels.
All right.
Alex is cool with that.
We did camp near the edge of the whole
parking,
thing, so.
Yeah.
You know, Moisha knows how these things can go.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all gonna hit the road again.
On the road again. Wheels is like gonna peel out of this, and we're speeding off.
So as we're speeding off, Lover, are you in the cab of the truck or in the back?
Yeah.
Cab.
Back of the cab.
Okay. I'm gonna gesture to have you roll your window down.
Someone's gonna have to poke me because I'm stretched out lying on the seat, dramatically moping.
So I'm gonna maneuver the motorcycle to Alex's side.
Z's driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not maneuvering anything.
You said Z took the driver's.
Oh, damn. That's right. So I'm gonna whisper in, or as much as you can whisper while riding a motorcycle.
You could just say you
Um,
have Z move the motorcycle over. It's
Yeah.
it's fine.
But just like do me a solid and swing us over to the other side. And I'm gonna ask Alex. I'm gonna I don't know. There's always like a little rock in my shoe. So I'll toss that at the window to get Alex's attention and like be like roll down the window. Gesture.
Alex is like, roll what? Puts down the window. And is like, I don't think you want me to jump. You want a third person to jump on that bike? I mean, I can try.
So I immediately like let go of Zipporah and I'm just like, no. You stay right where you are.
All right.
This time I need you to catch. And Moy's gonna take something out of their pocket and I'm gonna toss it into the window, so even if you don't catch it, it'll be in the cab. So I don't do you catch it? Is it like
No, I don't. It lands on my lap.
I'm gonna kind of take a minute and just like be like, this kid's gonna be okay someday, to myself. And then,
So what's
I'm
in
gonna-
Alex's lap?
and then I'm gonna ask Alex to pass it back to Lover, and Lover, it is something from the carnival that you didn't get to do that you would enjoy to have. What is it?
I don't know, but a finger shows up in the back window.
That's a mood right there.
So basically, when I had gone off into the crowd or on our way back to the truck, I had grabbed something to try to make it up to you because I know how much you love the
Wanted to
carnival.
go.
Yeah.
I eat it.
You eat it. What is it?
I'm thinking some sort of a pastry.
Okay.
Was it wrapped?
Yeah.
I'm picturing, we're going really fast. I'm picturing if it wasn't wrapped, it is like all over Alex.
So it might be a little squished or something, but it's good.
Yeah, maybe if there's like jelly or something in it, it's like squeezed out a little bit. It's a little bit messy. And I actually want to bring in, considering that they're been around for a long time and they also happen to be around a lot of people that are pushed away from society and that they've also had to do things communicate really quietly at times. I'm in response to the middle finger. I'm gonna sign to Lover using my like a free hand that I'm not holding on to Zipporah with. That basically
No. You don't see Lover. It's like this.
Oh, it's just
Yeah, it's just the finger in the window. So Lover can't see it.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm just gonna tell Alex to tell Lover that I said I'll help them clean up the mess later.
I relay the message.
Second middle finger. All right. While we're on the road, what do we encounter, Road?
Question, do we have another scene left in us? We have
Or
more
are
play
we-
left in us. I'm asking.
What are you up for?
We could do another scene. I don't know though. I feel like we hit a good spot too. I don't know.
It does feel like a good spot to,
Place to wrap.
yeah,
Can we look at the map for a second?
so early.
Absolutely.
But
I'll pull the map up on the stream for a second.
Let's
I also
bring up
need-
the map.
I also need to pull it up on my screen so that I can see what we're doing.
I was trying to, and for next time, I'll have to look up the Dora the Explorer like map.
I have to refresh
Chant.
the map. There we go. So we got to the carnival and making our way,
Back home.
not back home. We're not going back to
Sorry. Now that we've been quoting music lyrics,
making our way downtown.
oh, is it downtown? Why did I think it was back home?
We're heading to the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to get through this giant carnival and we're going to hit the forests of Kansas and Nebraska. But yeah, this is our map. And now that we have more game time, we are playing. We have 3 more sessions.
Well, 2 more play
Two,
sessions.
2 more play sessions, and if we need a little bit of play in the last one,
Right.
yeah. So, if I were to draw on this, we're kind of making our way across the carnival, right?
Well, assume we get out of that carnival picture because it's,
Yeah.
hmm
And then we're over this way somewhere. Trying to stay off those highways.
hmm
That's right. Using those county roads,
All right.
state roads, what have you.
That's where we're at.
All
okay.
right.
Back to our faces. I guess that's a good place. We could wrap up early today. Not too much early, but
No, we still have debrief
Yeah.
to do. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
feels like we don't have enough time to really dig in.
and it felt
Yeah.
like we hit a good climax to an arc. So
hmm
And maybe have a little time to be a little less rushed with debrief.
Yeah.
That's cool.
sounds good.
All right. So debrief, we do the same thing. We ask a question or two, a couple questions, and then we check out with the name ritual. So my favorite general question is, what did you appreciate about your or someone else's play? What was a favorite moment of the session?
And our order.
Yeah. So I really appreciated Mary or Maggie's play as Alex, and just going for it and getting into it with the guards and even inviting the other guard over. Like, I don't think I expected that. And so that was kind of cool.
I'm being
Yeah.
a bad influence. Who knows?
Yeah, and always bringing up the Backstreet Boys lyrics and getting into the music, like that was really awesome.
Thank you.
I think it was a small moment, but I really appreciated Wheel's excitement over the rake drum.
Okay.
Just,
Yeah.
Really sweet moment.
So I really appreciated when Moisha said something about the smoking and stopped me. I mean, it might have been in a
Not
more aggressive way or what have you. But I didn't see that growing up, like someone actually saying no, like don't do that to your body. We can care about your body. And so it really feels like Alex is learning what friendship can be. So I really appreciated that.
I did like playing T in response to that, and I kind of like the matronly attitude towards Moish.
Yeah. I think that was fun, and I think it was a good and fair way to point out that the way that Moish approached that wasn't necessarily the most productive way to do so and actually help Alex, because as we saw, Alex, pulled out the vape pen as soon as Moish was out of sight, which I think, having half of our group here being therapists is could attest that like that's exactly what someone's going to do when you do that as your way of encountering them. Yeah. So and I had kind of the opposite experience, oddly enough. Like we talked briefly during the break about that I smoked in the past briefly, but I never smoked cigarettes, and I felt really betrayed when people around me started smoking cigarettes when I was younger. But then in college, a very, very pretty girl gave me a clove, and then more pretty girls gave me cloves. And so I didn't drink a lot, but it became, I think, Mary Maggie, as you were saying, like using stuff like that is very much kind of part of the queer experience. So for me, I basically learned that that was how you let somebody know you were interested in them. So, but thankfully, I don't do any of that anymore, and I don't recommend it in any kind of long-term way.
Yeah, I was always the one that was like left out because I didn't smoke or do any of that. So I was like, it kind of shitty.
I was the one left holding someone's cigarette while they went into a store several times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a job of being like the only non-tripping person with a bunch of dosed people.
I was always the trip sitter too.
Many times it happened to me. Yeah. Reality checking. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I really liked the interaction between Alex and Moisha then too, but not to just copy. I really liked Lover's response to not being able to go to the carnival or stay at the carnival. Because I would feel the same way. Like, we came all this way, look at this amazing thing, and you ruined it for me. I want to go do the things I want to do. You changed the plan. So I definitely appreciated that, and especially the finger in the car.
I'm having maybe too much fun playing Lover.
You can never have too much fun.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Lean into all the fun. Do it. Yeah. Yeah, I think Lover is a really fun character to bounce off of, and
yeah, sometimes characters are more foils for a while to other characters, right? So Lover is definitely a good foil for a lot of things going on here. Maybe we'll have some time to get into my story a little more, but if not, I'm also happy just playing this way. So now to get a little more serious, our final question, our second question is that in the book, Erica Shepard writes that Exodus is a story about existing when survival is resistance. A story about existing when survival is resistance. How is your existence or survival, how is it resistance?
So I feel like there's a very quick answer for all of us here, which is, being queer and being out about that. And as far as I know, unapologetically out. But I also wanted to kind of look at myself more personally. And I've always kind of struggled with I don't know, like I've always felt like there's like a lot in the queer community, there's a tendency to say, you know, government as it is doesn't work at all. So, you know, like just flip the table. And while I absolutely respect and appreciate people that have that outlook, I think that that's a very hard thing to apply in any realistic way because people resist extreme change like that. Not saying it's extremist specifically or anything, but just it would be a very big shift in change. And things tend to creep in like fascism. and fashion's really good about creeping in, and that's why it can be so easy to happen and reflect our lives even as they are right now. So I don't know. I feel like I like my life to be resistance in little ways. Like how do I create resistance while still being able to exist in the society as it is right now? Like looking into doing stuff outside of my day job and thinking about, you know, how to provide sliding scale in pricing when everything is built to be, you know, either completely donation or a set price. How do I make things accessible? And so just trying to include it in my everyday thought. Plus ADHD is always resistance. Very good. Go ahead, Menachem.
I've talked before on Gays Are Lives about the suffering from not queer enough. But there are lots of places in my life where I'm the queerest person for miles, effectively, right? And people don't even really see it until I bring it up. And so there's this way, I think this has been a thing in my life, most of my life, is that my being, my way of being, so my simply being and my way of being in the world often cause people to, what's the way to say it? I end up challenging people's assumptions about what's normal and what's regular and all that all the time. So, you know, when I show up in a group and I start talking about queer stuff or start talking about some of my progressive to radical political spectrum views and whatever it might be, since they don't necessarily see that in me automatically, it has an effective way of challenging their assumptions, right? Because they've made some assumptions about me maybe, and now all of a sudden I'm challenging them and they get to see things differently. So in that way, my existence becomes resistance, and that it helps people challenge their assumptions. And I kind of believe, and I think this comes in part from Judaism, but, you know, question everything, challenge everything, ask questions all the time, right? So it's just part of my way of being in the world, to cause people to question things instead of just accepting them at face value all the time. Or even though it's a long held belief or a way of being in the world, question it. It's worth questioning. And I thankfully end up getting to do that for people, you know, bringing those questions forward.
There's a guy that goes by Bluebeard on TikTok, and he talks about doing that all the time. And so I think that's really cool that you also get to be in that space.
Maggie.
All right. So I'm over here being this autistic, oddie, gender, lesbian person, human, who just happened to be born with a terminal illness that became a chronic illness, like because I survived. Yeah. And like to the extent that I think exactly 2 weeks ago, the last adult that I knew with my condition died. Um, and for me, it's felt like my whole existence has been like invisible. Like you can't see any of my identity, which is it in a sense. I think that's why I like got tattoos and so people see me in a certain way, like nice little Mary who's a therapist and helping people. And partly why I just love the nickname Mary Magdalene, which is hilarious that I got that from my wife. And so I have to kind of like Manaka my like out myself in one way or the other, whether it's about being autistic or sick or gay. And people get to experience like this realization that whatever they had in their minds, like it doesn't have to be, it's just people. We're just people. And yeah, I was also, I watched the same shows over and over again. And, and so I watched Friends, like I was watching Friends over, even though there's horrible parts on that show that I'm realizing.
It doesn't hold up as well, but there's still some good
Yeah.
pieces too.
Yeah, there's like more of a nostalgia now rather than and now I can be like,
I mean, don't we all want to live near our friends and have the space we
right?
always meet all the time and
Yes.
depend on?
I thought that was like the thing, and I felt so bad that I didn't have that.
Yeah.
But the way they like talk about Chandler's parent, who they always refer to Chandler's parent as his gay dad, but this person dresses very like as a woman presenting at Chandler's wedding, and they never address certain things, and they talk about the lesbians on the show as like now I've seen everything. Two women got married, and it brought me back to that like high school place of how we were, like why I hid myself or didn't know myself in the first place. And it kind of like then I didn't feel so bad about not knowing who I was, because that's the media that we were consuming. And so back to the question, surviving, living, like one, doctors can't tell me how long to live. But also, we made it through that, and times are changing, and we have more knowledge. Like at the very least, we could ask Chandler's parent, what types of pronouns do you use? And I think that's cool to see how far we've come.
I think it's really cool, the idea of rewatching stuff, even if it's problematic, is that you get that chance to witness that problematic stuff and reflect on it. Like, it was funny, like my mom's name, so it's her middle name, but she doesn't go by her first name because it sounds too much like her mother's name. So she went by her middle name, which is Gay, Gaye. And so she was being called gay all the time. And I remember asking her when I came out, she'd never even like occurred to her, meaning it in like a queer way. So it's just interesting to reflect and see how things change or affect the way that we present ourselves. So yeah, I just thought that was really cool that you had that reflection. And I was thinking about how forward that show was at the time to even have, like, to have mentioning gay and lesbian characters at all.
Yep.
So it is kind of cool to see how far things go when you survive and resist.
Yeah.
Back
Feels
to that.
very therapeutic.
Cool. Super cool.
My brain was going one way, and now it's gone a whole lot of different ways. I think,
no.
I mean, also I have some invisible disabilities, right? I'm diabetic. I have some sensory processing stuff, and so literally I am resisting at all moments the urge to be like, this is too much. And what the world kind of throws at me. But also, two of you have talked about like not being as obvious, right? People don't see the things. I am, in many cases, the queerest person in the queer, visibly
Room?
queer person in a room, especially at my work. There are plenty of queer people in leadership at my work, which is wonderful, but I am the one who people can say, "Oh, I should go talk to Lara about this." And I think my way of being in the office, my resistance is I'm the one bringing up, like, how do we address our trans and non-binary clients? How do we make sure that people who call them are using the right names and pronouns? And so, yes, I am resisting just by being there, and my existence and looking at me is a reminder that we need to look at those things, even if I identify as a woman most of the time and use she, her pronouns. Like, I present differently, and I am an example of how we can be different, and that there is a different population that maybe they don't think about every day. And it doesn't mean that they're wrong. Like, they just, that's not the population they work with, and so they don't recognize. And it's kind of cool to help them realize and get to be better. So
Awesome.
yeah.
I mean, I do own that. I wear utility kilts and other similar like kilts all the time. So I do stand out in that regard. But that's also a very clear choice I'm making. I could easily wear pants if I really, I could choose that.
And it is interesting, like I remember in college once like wearing a like Hot Topic skirt that was kind of like a kilt, but just a little bit but above the knee instead of below it. And everybody being like, oh my God, what are you wearing? But when it comes to guys, I'm curious, like, have you wanted to or had the opportunity to wear a like more traditional skirt
Oh yeah,
in public, and
I
how do
mean,
people react similarly or differently?
I mean, wearing kilts is just like the easiest way, the most hassle-free way.
The
for me to
more
wear a skirt.
acceptable way.
Yeah, it just makes my day-to-day life easier to walk around, right? In this way. But I have worn skirts, and well, this is an extreme. I went to the 1993 March on Washington for gay, lesbian, and bisexual equal rights and liberation. And it was a BFD, big deal to add bisexual to the title. And I wore this ankle-length, swishy, purple fish skirt around. And the surprising thing was, so this is 93, right? And many, couple dozen at least guys thanked me. Now, of course, that was 30 years ago, different times, but it caught me off guard that they were thanking me for wearing a skirt in public. It was fun and it was swishy and great to wear. I haven't really worn skirts for a long time, but I have at times.
I mean, you do live in Chicago, so
yeah.
You want to stay warm.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about culturally here.
Oh, like
that's
yeah.
you,
I meant more weather, but yeah, maybe also culturally. That's another.
It's enough of a surprise and a shock to people that I might as well be wearing a skirt, but then it goes, oh, but that's okay because that's for guys. Whatever you say.
I find it really interesting, that people are coming up to you wearing a skirt and thanking you during the protests. I have had a couple of experiences wearing kippas out in public, especially pre-COVID, where I had people come up and thank me for wearing a kippa. So, it's interesting to think about how much of our clothing, even subtle choices like a, little like 5-inch disc on your head or a lovely swishy skirt or, a hat or something that even looks, quote unquote gender appropriate, which
Mm.
not that you're wearing it, Mary Maggie, but just that's the term that people would use to describe
Mhm.
something. And how much resistance like clothing provides in our existence. And I wonder, how much of that is reflected in what we are wearing in the game or in the way that our wings are.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about Wheels's wings, and that was a very conscious choice that Lar made to choose the trans flag colors for that. And while it was one of the prompts for my character, it was a very conscious choice to have like beat up wings. Like I I didn't get to this point without taking any blows. For either of you, I'm kind of curious. I know this is adding to the question, Menachem or Maggie or Mary or Lara, if you wanted to add, is there anything related to your day-to-day resistance stuff that may also tie into your wings?
Maggie,
Mine
I'm
is
curious. Yeah.
yeah, mine is definitely related, but mostly because they're invisible right now. Like at the very least, we can't see them, and that was so much a part of every piece of my identity that's resisting. It's just invisible, and I feel like that's been my journey. Like now in my 30s and approaching 40, like to be seen, and Alex gets to be seen maybe some, maybe in the game younger. And so that's how the wings reflect that. The bat like, I think, is because they just feel so different than what an angel is supposed to look like. And I've been so confined by what I'm supposed to do and supposed to look like and supposed to say that I've really not been able, like, not allowed myself to express who I am and not even known who I am. And so now it's like Alex gets to find out, and as I'm kind of finding out.
To add on to what you said, Nina, about my wings, I think the whole point of this game was we're angels on the run, like, and our existence is resistance. So, of course, Wheels' wings are going to be the brightest, loudest, scream it from the rooftops. Screw it, I'm going to go fly around and look for somebody with these bright wings that draw attention to me. And sure, they're going to be the trans colors because we're trans angels. Like, scream it loud and proud. That's Wheels.
And I feel like Wheels and Moy have a shared history of like not really being afraid of a fight or a tussle or pushing buttons in being that loud or proud, because that is a very real thing in life, and also that we made part of this universe, that angels are characters that other people aren't exactly appreciative of like they probably should be, or just understanding that there's no reason not to appreciate, and just let it be part of what exists in the world.
I'm getting a lot of ideas for our longer debrief at the end of the season now because
Are you writing them down?
I should.
so that you know.
I should.
We have more time until the debrief than we thought we were gonna have.
I know.
Yeah.
So write it down.
Yeah.
Menachem, was there something you were gonna say about Lover's Wings and your experience?
I think it is questions that will be good to get into in the debrief, but there's something about me lately playing, or maybe that's lately, playing a lot of larger than life characters
Mm-hmm.
and navigating my own presence and taking a space and not taking a space in the world. So I think there's maybe a question or two forming there for me to address in a few weeks or a few sessions.
Yeah. No, that's
Mhm.
cool. I was just curious. I just want to make sure you got to.
Because they're classic angel wings.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Immaculate, beautiful.
They're little dirty, just a little.
Just a little bit.
Like you, Lover.
Yes. So, speaking of our character names that have just been mentioned, let us do the name ritual where we say the character name and we say goodbye to the character. And then we say our player name and each of us says goodnight to the other players. So, back to the top.
Yeah. It's hard to think of myself as at the top because I'm so short. So I always I've been playing Moisha.
Hey, Moisha.
Moisha.
Bye, Moisha.
I have been playing Lava.
Bye, Lover.
Bye.
And I am Menachem.
Hello, Menachem.
Menachem.
I've been playing Alex.
Alex.
Hey, Alex.
And I am Mary or Maggie.
Good night, Mary
Bye.
or Maggie.
Bye, Mary and Maggie. And I've been Wheels today.
You have been.
Bye,
Will.
Wheels.
Yes.
And I am Lara.
Good night, Lara.
Yeah.
See you in a few.
And good night. We still have an audience. So
We do have an audience. Jesse's
Yeah.
been watching and
Woo.
painting and appreciated our sharing.
yeah,
Thank
thanks
you,
everybody
Jesse.
who are watching, whether you're watching live or in Memorex.
Mhm.
I'm aging myself again.
Nice. Nice. Yes.
All right. And join us in 2 weeks for the next episode of Exodus. And join us on the 24th for Tabletop Transformations. With
Oh, this is one of the
Menachem.
longest stretches we're going to go without a cast show.
And then join us on the 25th for Wonder Home. So,
We're going to go 13 days without a show and then 3 days in a row.
yep. Bam, bam, bam. Mm-hmm. All right.
All
We'll
right.
see you all soon.
Pace
Bye.
yourselves.